and welcome to another season of Let's Get Real with Haja. Who would have thought I would have made it to season 2? But here we are, and I just can't wait to share this exciting journey with you all. Season 1 was a whirlwind of emotions filled with laughter, some tearjerkers, and all around good old fun. Season 2 digs deeper into the diaspora, and it's just get real. I can't wait to share this exciting journey with you all, so stay tuned. You definitely don't want to miss this. To get real with Haja, email lgrhaja@gmail.com. No story is too small to make a difference. Hello, and welcome to Let's Get Real with Haja. Have you ever had a package sent to Sierra Leone but couldn't find someone to take it for you, and all of the options are very expensive? Is this a challenge you're faced with or are currently facing? Well, my guest today has a company that is providing a solution to this challenge. Meet Desmond Ellis, the founder of Dot.Bleu. Mr. Ellis, welcome and thank you for being here. I really appreciate you being here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm happy that we're outside.
Right. It's lovely. It's beautiful. All right. So let's get right into it. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what led you to create an ear career company.
All right. So about myself, professionally, I'm an accountant. I'm a CPA. I spent the first 10 years of my professional career with one of the big four accounting firms. And for the past 5 years, I've been internal with a law firm as their controller, intellectual property law firm. Now, another thing about my character, I've always been someone who's very curious, very inquisitive, and I've always asked the question, why, and also how. So I want to understand why things are the way they are, and if there's a challenge or if I see a problem, I kind of understand. I want to know how we can make it different. So this is actually my third registered company that I have. The third registered company that I have. My first company was a consulting company, a process engineering consulting company where we looked at accounting processes and business processes of established enterprises, and we try to make it more, we try to improve on those. That one, it was fun. I did that, sunsetted that one. A second company I started while I was in the process of creating Dot.Bleu. And interestingly, another logistic company. And we actually ran for about a year and a half, an Uber type grocery delivery for African grocery stores in the Silver Spring, DMV area. So we had a platform where you could go online, you order the food you wanted, and we had arrangements where your food will get picked up from the grocery store and we'll go deliver it to your house. But I started that company while I was trying to get Dot.Bleu going. So how Dot.Bleu came about, basically.
Do you still have that company?
Yeah, we still have that company.
Nice.
We still have that company.
Lovely.
But we're going into a transition right now. So we're not as active, but it's still there. And
I just kind of like the concept, because we all are busy folks and we have a lot going on. So to have that taken off our plate and having someone do that, get the grocery, deliver it,
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it came down to it was during COVID. I started the company during the heat of COVID in 2020, summer of 2020, when everybody was indoors. We were starting the company. Um, and it came down to me just asking, hey, how come I can't be at home and get my glassas or my dry fish? Why do I have to go into the store? So I just came up with the idea and started it up.
I love it.
But on that same lines of me saying challenges, I had the common thing. I had to send a package to Freetown, and I couldn't find someone to take the package for me. And the options that were available were pretty expensive. So I ended up going to Freetown that maybe a month later, and I took the actual package with me while I was going. And this was in 2019. And when I came back, I mean, I just started asking the question as to why is it that it's so difficult to get things to Sierra Leone, and why is it that we can get items ordered from Amazon and it gets to our homes in 2 hours or 2 days, but we have to always ask, oh, you know, post where they go, Tom?
Right.
You know, post where they go, you know that will go get this for me?
Exactly.
And I just felt like it shouldn't be that way anymore. So that's the why. The why was, well, why is it this way? And then I started asking the how. So how do we make it better? How do we make it faster, cheaper, and more reliable to get items sent to Sierra Leone? So that question, the how, is what led me. We started in 2019. Is what led me to having a air courier cargo company that transports packages from Washington D.C. to Freetown and back from Freetown to Washington D.C. in October of 2021 when we launched that company.
Wow. I just love how the whole thing kind of came about. Very impressive. So, I love the name Dot.Bleu, right? So, I want to know, how did the name come about and what does it signify? That is, it does signify anything.
It doesn't have any grand meaning behind it.
Okay.
Um, one of the hardest things that I have found to get this company, I wanted the name to be something simple. I wanted the name to be something that can be easily remembered. And I always just thought that simple, easily remembered. Well, look at all those other companies that we have: DoorDash, Uber, like Grubhub. It's very simple.
Yep.
Right? And I started off the path of just going, well, it's going to be fast. So let me find a word that's synonymous with fast.
Wow.
Let me do this, let me do that. Then I started realizing that you can put together, no matter what combination of words you can put together to get a domain name, someone probably already has that. So for about 3 days, I tried to come up with a name.
Wow.
Yes. And then I was on the phone with my mentor, one of my mentors, who was someone else who inspired Dot.Bleu. And we were just talking about the name. And I said to him, hey, I'm really struggling with this name, but I think I'm close. So we just started going down the path of, okay, so where are you doing your business? Sierra Leone and America. So that's where we're going to be going. Are you going to be expanding to other countries? Well, hopefully, but right now let's focus on Freetown and
Baby steps.
Baby steps. And we started going down the path of what do those two countries have in common? Well, that took about a 20 minutes conversation just going down of what would the US and Sierra Leone have in common that we can put in the name. And then we ended up at the flags.
Wow.
So the flags of both countries have blue and they have white. So we said, hey, how do we call it Dot.Bleu? So I think first it was like blue dots. And then we played around with it and we're like, hey, why don't we just call it Dot.Bleu? Dot.Bleu is available. Dot.Bleu sounds different. And the last piece of it was, why don't we just change the spelling of the blue? Just do something different. It's gonna be a different company.
Yeah.
You're trying to do something that is grand and something different. Let's build the name. So that's how the name came about. It really has no It's like serious meaning behind
I
it.
really love it. I love it. I like the creativity aspect of it. It's like, just thinking about it. So as you were talking about it, right? Just kind of imagine as you were saying it. And so before you got to the flag part, I already connect the dot. So it was really impressive, for you guys to come up with that name because it's lovely, it's beautiful because it's really, even though you said there's no meaning to it, what that kind of signifies, like the blue, you're connecting
Yeah.
two things together. So that's really nice. So Desmond, kind of give us a brief overview of your company and its evolution over the years. I know you said you started in 2019, but
Yes.
2019 to 2020, how has it evolved?
So in 2019, I think it was May of 2019, I decided to. I had all these ideas of things that I wanted to work on. So 2019, I had the consulting company, but I was also looking at an ed tech, education technology company that I could do in Freetown. I had all those ideas that I was playing around with. Then this issue came up as to, how do I get something to Freetown? Because I had that challenge. So I called up 5 of my closest people, closest friends, and love them dearly. Oh, by the way, before we go further, I just want to say hello to my Dot.Bleu team in Sierra Leone and the Dot.Bleu team in the US and my board of advisors and directors. Hello and thank you guys. So I called them up and they gave me half of their day and we sat in. I rented out one of those conference rooms from a co-working space. We sat in there. There was one person on video on conference call because she was international, and we went through all these ideas that I had. And we had a criteria that we listed to determine which idea to focus on. And based on those criteria, everyone unanimously selected the idea of how to make things easier and quicker to ship to service. So that's how the origin started. So then I started doing the research as to what I needed to do, got the company registered. And from that moment, just asking the how and the why, it led me down the path to the regulations. It's a highly regulated industry. And we are fully certified with TSA, that's U.S. Transportation and Security Authorities. So we needed to get a TSA certification, which took us a while because about 8 months to a year of vetting and getting all the security clearances. And then we needed to get our registration done in Freetown. So for about 2019, 2020, 2021, for about 2 years, it was mainly just registration, getting things settled, getting things in place, getting our website built. So it took us 2.5 years to actually go from the idea getting planted to launching. So when the book came about in 2021, and it became this big launching in October of 2021, what people don't understand is we had been working for 2.5 years prior to that date. So that's how we got to that point. And wait, to date, we've been in operation since October of 2021, and we have been sending packages to Freetown almost every week. And one thing that we're getting from our customers is yes, we focused on the fundamentals, we focused on making sure that we build a foundation. And what's important to our customers are, one, the safety of their package. Once a customer gives us their package, we are responsible from acceptance to delivery. So if you give me your package in this condition, I accept it in this condition. When the receiver gets it in Freetown, they get it in this condition. That's the bottom line, because if we can't do that, we don't have any customers. The second thing we've been focused on is ensuring that we meet our delivery times. Our delivery times are 10 to 15 business days. So you give us your package within 10 days. Most times within 10 days it gets there. But we do need that extra 5 days because once it gets out of our hands, it gets to the airlines that we work with, there could be delays that we cannot for. So we give a bit extra, but we ensure that your package gets there safely and quickly.
And that's an effective, way to go about it because you don't want to set yourself to fail.
Right.
So and that's very good. So you kind of manage the expectations and be like, hey, kind of want them out. That's really great. Um, how many employees and offices do you have in both the U.S. and Sierra Leone?
Well, we have two offices.
Mhm.
We have one office in the U.S. and we have one office in Freetown. And the office in Freetown it's right next to the Freetown City Council, the new building, 17A Wallace Johnson Street. It's really nice. And in Freetown, we have three active employees. And here we have, I am very involved, but I also have an employee here as well. So we have five of us mainly running the show right now.
That's a good number
It's a
to
good
get the
number.
work done. As long as the work is being done, which
You
it
know,
is. So that's what matters, really.
the work has to get done,
Mhm.
and there's so many pieces to this that we need people, and I'm fortunate to have the people I work with. I'm fortunate to have the guys I work with. Um, an amazing team. They help me a lot. Um, but I think what's important is they bought into the vision of the company. They bought into the idea. They have experienced
Mm.
the challenge that we're trying to solve.
We all can relate to this particular situation because it's very hard to just get self,
Yeah,
to Sierra Leone. And like you said, it shouldn't be.
it shouldn't be. And going back to the team, and I'm very grateful for my team because when I live here in the U.S., I go back and forth, but I may go for 2 weeks and back. Um, I know people are always hesitant to do business in Freetown because one of the challenges is how do you get great people to be on your team. Well, I want to emphatically say that I have great people on my team.
Right.
I have had all the businesses done in Freetown from registration to finding an office location. I've been here and the team has been running all this stuff. And I went to Freetown in October, launched the company, and I haven't been to Freetown since. We have meetings multiple times a week, and they're just great people to work with.
That's great. That's really great. So I know you talk about how long it takes to ship, which is like 10 to 15 days. But once you ship the packages, are they trackable?
Yes.
Okay.
Once you send your package with us, we have a system that you can know the state of your package. We're currently not as sophisticated now where it can tell you that your package is right at this location, but you will know when your package has been dropped off to us. So you'll receive an email once we process it. It says, hey, we've processed your package. This is how much it's going to cost you, and it's been dropped off. And then you'll also know after your package has been accepted. Because once we receive your package, we have to process it to ensure that it's something we can ship. Because there are a lot of things that we cannot ship, and because of the security that we have to pay attention to, our packages go on planes. So it's a very secure process that we have. So we go through all the packages, screen them to make sure that they're okay to send.
So if you have to give viewers just like a brief, example of what you don't ship, are you talking about like liquid, flammable items? That is the type of stuff that you don't ship, or just to categorize, just to give them a sense of like viewer?
We don't ship explosives.
Okay.
So anything that's an explosive, we don't ship explosives.
Okay.
We actually can ship a wide range of items.
Okay.
Even strong chemicals, we can send them. However, certain things would require specific packaging, special packaging, right? Certain chemicals would require that we pack it in a certain way. So we have a company that we outsource certain things to because they have to pack it within a hazmat to meet the hazmat to adhere to hazmat procedures.
Mhm.
So we'll outsource it and make sure that it's packed correctly before we transport it to the airlines. There's certain things like if you want to send a lithium battery,
Mhm.
just a battery by itself,
Mhm.
we may not be able to ship that
Mhm.
because unfortunately, lithium battery by itself, if it's not included in any item,
Mhm.
it's considered dangerous goods. And a lithium battery would need to be shipped on a cargo only flight.
Mhm.
Well, we currently don't have cargo only flights going into Freetown. So that would be a item that we may not ship. So someone reached out the other day, they wanted to buy a laptop battery online for me to send that battery.
Mhm.
Well, that's as simple as it is, as small as it is, just the battery by itself. We couldn't send that. Not that we didn't want to do it, but there are regulations
Right.
because that item needs to go onto a cargo only flight. Yeah. So if someone sends something like that and we receive it without prior notice,
Mhm.
then we would indicate in our system that hey, we've received your item, but it wasn't accepted. There's an exception, so you'll get a notification saying hey, there's an exception.
Okay, so depending on where you are, that's the currency that you accept.
Oh yeah, we have to work with the currency of that nation.
Okay.
And one of the beauty things about us is you can pay here in the U.S. or you can pay in Freetown. So if the sender's in the U.S., they can pay here, or the sender can say, "Oh well, I'm sending it. However, the receiver is going to pay." So when the packet gets to Freetown, the receiver will pay for it.
So the reason why I ask that question is because a lot of time we have people that are vacationing here, so they come here, and they ask me to have their loans and say, you know what, I want to, can you ship this for me and I pay the equivalent and that type of stuff. You don't. It's not actually
No,
acceptable.
no. We deal with the currency in that country,
Awesome.
so we don't accept. We don't deal with dollars in Sierra Leone, and we don't deal with leons in America.
It's funny that you say that because sometimes when I go back home, they tell you the dollars, and I'm like, when is all this that But again, that's just Sierra Leone. Um, Thank you very much for that. So tell me about your pricing.
Well, our pricing is very. So our pricing is really based on the weight,
Okay.
and there are two types of weight which I want to explain.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scale weight, which is the regular. You get the package, you put it on the scale, you get the weight there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also what's called volumetric weight. And the volumetric weight basically looks at the dimension of the package, and there's a factor that we use to convert that dimension into a number that also becomes a weight. So we then have to look at the volumetric weight or the scale weight and figure out which one's which one is higher, and then we try based on that. And that is common across the industry, by the way, across the cargo industry, airline industry, big boys, DHLs, FedEx, UPS, they do it that way. So there's the scale weight and the volumetric weight. If you're just imagine you have a package that weighs 5 pounds, right? It could be in a small box like this. 5 pounds is good. But you can also have a package that weighs 5 pounds, but the packaging is wide, so it takes up space.
Makes sense.
So we have to account for that as well. Um, we try to keep our prices fixed, but also our prices could fluctuate a bit based off of what the current market rate's going for. Um, our current rate is we start at $16 a pound currently, and that's really good for the industry actually. And we have a $35 fee if the package is less than 30 pounds. And we also have special pricing on special items because, like I mentioned, lithium batteries, like an item that has a battery in it, we have a special pricing for that. Like an item that's flammable, like a perfume, there's special pricing for that because it's flammable, it's considered a dangerous good.
Yeah.
Just your regular cell phone is considered a dangerous good because of that battery component. The laptop, the iPad, the iWatch, the Apple Watch, the Samsung Watch, right? Anything that that has a battery that you can charge, and it runs on that charge, has a special rate to it because it's considered dangerous goods across the industry. So for those, we charge special prices.
Right. That's great. So, does your company offer a free non-obligatory quote? And if so, what's included in it?
Oh yeah, we offer a free non-obligatory quote. People call us all the time, just ask us, hey, how much would it take for us to send this item? The challenge with that is we do our best to get people quotes, but the challenge with that is we also need to know the weight and the dimension for us to really tell you what the quote is.
Right.
But most people also should know that you can go on our website and just create a package, and you'll be able to get to the point where you don't have to sign up. You'll get to the point where you can then enter the weight and the dimension of your package, and then give you a pricing. Yeah, we can definitely give you a quote. Sometimes we do get customers who ask us, hey, can you give me a quote for this item that I want to purchase? And then we'll actually go online and do research to kind of get dimension and weight of that package. Then we send them a quote. But it's really no obligation quote.
That's very nice. That's very nice. And do you provide shipping discount?
We do have discounts sometimes. We have promotions that will run depending on the time. But we also but one thing also, I know I mentioned the price is $16 a pound. But if we have a heavy item that's 25 pounds or 30 pounds or more, we're definitely going to do a special pricing for that, because at that point, it's a very large package, right? And we'll have to make sure that we price it accordingly and not just charge you $16 times 40, sending 40 pounds. It makes no sense.
As you're talking, I'm trying to compare with services here. So for you to be able to deliver this type of services, speak very highly of you, and you seems to be very fair as well. But I would like to know what challenges have you faced or are you currently facing with this?
So, challenges that we face, they're different. It depends on, like a few months ago when we started, we had challenges with the pricing because of the high demand, the less air traffic. We had challenges with pricing. I think now what we're seeing is we're getting more people asking about us, getting more people talking about us, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's a challenge, but a solution that we need to come up with. We need to come up with a solution to make it more convenient for people to get their packages to us. Because while we are based in Washington D.C. area, the DMV area, we do ship from all over. So if you're in New Jersey or New York or Wisconsin, and you have a package to send to Sierra Leone, we do want to take it for you, and we will take it. Currently, our customers will mail their items into us, and we'll accept it and then send it to Freetown. Also, what our customers do is they'll go online and order from Amazon or order from whatever e-commerce service they use, and we'll give them the address to you. They'll just mail it directly to us. We want to be able to solve for customers who have to incur that additional cost of sending the packages into us.
Right.
And then the last thing is we really want to get our name out, get people to know about Dot.Bleu, get people to understand our service, know it's available to them, because this is why the company exists. So we can use it. It can be our way of connecting to our people back home, and our people back home, our families and friends back home connecting with us.
Love it. Love the idea. So what's the future of Dot.Bleu?
So my staff always say we are the new name with big intentions. That's how.
Love it.
But we don't. I'd like this. I'm a very pragmatic person, right? In 2019, when we started, if someone had told me that today, well, there'll be an air freight company that's fully certified, moving packages between Freetown, or fully certified TSA certified company, moving packages between US and Sierra Leone to here, I would probably laugh and be like, you're funny, you're joking. So I didn't know this was going to happen. And you just started off with the question. So the future of Dot.Bleu is whatever the people want it to be. And we'll take it as far as we have good health. We have a great team. We'll take it as far as it goes. And so far, the company seems to be taking us where it wants to go in the customer. And our clients are telling us what they want out of the company. So we'll just keep following that direction and see where that path leads.
It's nice. You're actually listening to your customers. That's great. So if someone is interested in your services, how can they contact you?
Oh, if they're interested in our services, they can reach us at, you can check us out on our website, www.dotblue, which is dotbleu.com. And just go on our website and sign up, register on it. It's very easy. And you can check us out on the phone. You can WhatsApp us at 240-460-2056. You can call us there. You can send an email to us at shipsl@dotblue.com. So shipsl@dotblue.com.
Thank you for that information, Desmond. So, viewers, as you've heard from Desmond, the founder of Dot.Bleu, we are all faced with this challenge. So to actually have someone, that appreciated it and, have gone through the process and now as making these services available for us, providing that comfort for us. I mean, it's just, I'm just impressed with you just doing that. So if you can't wait to receive your items, choose Dot.Bleu for all your shipping options to get your packages delivered fast. There's one. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate you. Take care. See you next time on Let's Get Real with Haja.
To get real with Haja, email lgrhaja@gmail.com. No story is too small to make a difference.